Orico has never failed to impress. With an increasing demand of high-speed data transfers between devices and ever-increasing availability of Type-C hardware, USB Type-A is getting old by the minute. And flash drives are good, but what if the need for speed drives us to use M.2 NVMEs instead of traditional flash drives? This is where Orico M2PJM-C3 comes into play. As much as the mouthful name it is, small form factor, universal compatibility, exceptional heat dissipation and rated up to 10 Gbps of data transfers for a reasonable price. You are watching ZeeForce Gaming and this is the in-depth review of Orico M2PJM-C3 SSD Enclosure. This SSD enclosure out of the box comes with the usual documentations Type-C to Type-C and Type-A to Type-C cable, a screwdriver, a screw and a standoff, and a thermal pad. Everything you need to get your NVMe setup into this enclosure is present. Just unscrew the cover of the enclosure, place the SSD inside with the standoff, then put the thermal pad over the SSD and close the cover once again. You're good to go. Talking about the specifications, this SSD enclosure is compatible with M.2 NVMe and SATA SSDs both. Yes, a single enclosure for both types of M.2 SSDs. And though it has been rated up to 1000 Mbps, it is only as fast as the NVMe inside. If you are using the SATA M.2 SSD, then you will hit a transfer speed for around 440 Mbps. The Realtek RTL9210B is the brains of this enclosure. This is what makes this enclosure a blazing fast device, almost as fast as the SSD is directly plugged into your motherboard. More of that in a moment. This Orico enclosure, being made of aluminum alloy and PCB with copper, it is excellent in heat dissipation. And with added thermal pad, after continuous gaming sessions for the SSD inside enclosure, my temperatures were excellent. And not only that, but there is a blue LED on the enclosure which blinks when the device is in use, and when not in use, it enters the sleep mode after 10 minutes of inactivity. This is really important if you are using this enclosure as an external storage with a mobile or an iPad to avoid unnecessary battery drain when you are away. So now is the time to see whether or not this Orico M.2 SSD enclosure lives up to its expectations of 10 Gbps transfer speeds or not. Let's find out. Though this enclosure sports up to 2 TB of SSD, I had a 256 GB Toshiba SSD lying around, so we will use that as our test device. Besides the benchmarks, in a real-world transfer, I was still getting around 400 MBs of transfer speed with the SATA M.2 SSD. This means that this enclosure, my friends, is a champ here. So what's my take on this? Well, in my opinion, flash drives are a bit outdated, especially when you have a lots of data and you want a quick access. But why not put an NVMe in an enclosure? And yes, as much as I hate to say that how expensive NVMEs are, this enclosure is that reasonably priced to keep the game balanced. So you get the same speeds as accessing the NVMe from the motherboard connection directly. This video was made possible by a review unit of Orico M2PJM-C3 SSD enclosure following 1 week of usage. I don't make paid reviews and I never will. And Orico never got a chance to provide any compensation or copy approval for this video. All tests and opinions are my own and this enclosure is my pick for a day-to-day usage. I'm sure Orico might be watching this video alongside you. Please subscribe to ZeeForce Gaming if you haven't already. It would mean a world to me. Stay safe, mates. Goodbye.